for me, I got introduced to environmental justice long after I even understood what it was. After, I was displaced by a tornado at one point in my life, which led to homelessness. Um, because of certain foods that my sister didn't have access to, healthy food she didn't have access to, she developed stomach cancer. I grew up having asthma growing up out east. So, like, for me and for everyone, we all come into this walk our own way. But however you come into it, once you're able to find the words to communicate the problem or get towards a solution, it's very important that you activate that, right? Because that may lead to things like what we're doing now in Napier, where we're trying to build a community-led farmers market, right? And then phase one, we're starting with hiring soil soldiers, hiring youth from that community to not only grow into that market, but first start them off with understanding the skills, the basic skills of soil amendments, how to take care of your food, how to go into these communities and go into these spaces with an environmental justice lens, so that we can approach our work with more intention. What does community leadership look like to you?
One, knowing what your capacity is as far as what it is that you can take on, and knowing that whatever it is that you say you're gonna do, you follow through.
Someone who is willing to give up their own time to wear multiple hats to better something that will outlast them.
Showing up, um, also pouring into yourself so you can actually give, like, the capacity and have the capacity to give back, and be an actual example, a walking, living example, where you're not just overextending yourself, but also you're like connecting to yourself so you can connect to the community, and you're actually present with the community.
Thank you for all the work that you have been committed to, and thank you for your demonstration and your leadership that you have been committed to in your role as City Council for District 17.
That's right.
Correct.
17.
And I wanted to take this moment to have a sit down with you to ask to learn more about the Street Sweeper Initiative, right?
Yes.
And the work that we partnered on starting last year. Um, Briefly, and in your own words, could you let us know what is the Street Sweeper Initiative that was introduced in 2024?
Yes. So the street sweeping pilot program was the opportunity to kind of hyper focus on a specific area in the county so that we could demonstrate and kind of, I would say, like, test and trial what it would like to have a regular street sweeping schedule, because street sweeping happens already today all throughout the county, but nobody knows when, if your cars are on the street. So to me, how is that effective, right? If you go to other cities, very clear signs: street sweeping happens on this day from this time to this time. And for me, I was really excited, one, that District 17 was going to be the pilot, and that we were going to do it, to me, in neighborhoods that are often, I would say, dismissed.
Indeed.
That it's constantly told, this is what's going to happen, like, we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that it was an opportunity for Napier and Sudacum, Chestnut Hill neighborhoods to, one, be the voices and share their experiences. And I think letting people know it's a pilot. So we are hearing and we are waiting to hear the feedback so that we can roll out the program in a better way, right? Because I feel like if we can hear from the community members from Napier, Sudacum, and Chestnut Hill, I think that gives a really good indication of, like, our residents across the county, and so how we can improve and make the street sweeping program better.
Indeed, I agree. And how can initiatives like the Street Sweeper program transform communities like Napier, Sudacum, Chestnut Hill if implemented with a mutual effort?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, you've got to have buy-in.
Mm-hmm.
When people are bought into, these initiatives, it could be a great idea, but if people don't think it's a great idea, it's not going to be as successful as it could and should be,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so that's how I feel, because just today, I mean, we're out here, it's Earth Day, we're cleaning, and I mean, the students cleaning with me is like, people in Napier don't care about their neighborhood. And even though I don't feel that way, that is the impression it's feeling that people get when they're walking the streets. And when you walk a street that is pristine and clean, you already feel a certain way. And so for me, I think that whenever we can really show people this is actually for you, and I truly do believe the street sweeping program is for the community, and we can have clean streets, then I think people start to have pride, people start caring. And I think you know, when your streets are clean, like you're walking, you're out and about. And I think all of that actually, to me, supports safety, like increased safety in neighborhoods. I care. I think, I truly believe that is more effective than seeing more like police officers. I think seeing people out, your neighbor hanging out on the porch, you know, and people being like, "Hey, we don't litter in this neighborhood."
That's right.
And I think that's really important because I grew up in a neighborhood. We did not litter in our neighborhood. And we would play out in the streets and we knew our neighbors, and all around we had a respect. And of course, my parents, you know, wanted to make sure that we cared about our neighborhood. And I think, you know, for me as the council member, I really want that for everyone. I want people who have felt that they've been disrespected, that I respect you. I respect your neighborhood. And I think that Napier City is an amazing neighborhood.
Yes, ma'am.
And I truly believe that. And I want, you know, lots of investments. And I think that's why I really did want Napier included in this pilot program.
Yes, ma'am.
Many nations have been created through liberation. Many mindsets have been created through liberation, specifically in hopes that their children will not face the oppression that they faced in their lifetimes.
What environmental issues do you see going on in your community that you feel like is important?
A lack of green spaces for sure.
Thanks.
I think that a lot of the times we take for granted how impactful a playground is, right? Specifically in my neighborhood, we have a few patches of grass. Well, I've just started to see these, modern style houses be thrown up in these small patches of grass. And what I've seen is it has killed the spaces that the children in the neighborhood could come together and commune. And yeah,
Facts.
maybe they were a little bit rough housing, and but those experiences for children allow them to experiment and build community and develop social skills. And by killing that, it just reinforces them to be in this iPad age. Not having enough green spaces, specifically in urban communities, is stifling the growth of our youth in a way that's meaningful and impactful to community.
Man, the earth is where we stay at, where you need to be. So in order to take care of the people around it, you gotta take care of the environment around you. So that's why we're here, man. We're here to tell people how to get the goods they need within their neighborhoods so that we can make sure we have cleaner neighborhoods, safer neighborhoods for our people, and get back to the earth. When you get back to the earth, it gives back to you.
Hi, y'all. My name is Diamond Bell. I work for Black Mental Health Village. I am the youth healing and advocacy organizer over there. This is my first time at the Earth Day in the Hood, and I feel like this is phenomenal. For one, we definitely need this in the Black community for resources. A lot of resources sometimes do not get advertised as much as they should. So this is here for folks to be able to find stuff, easy access for the youth and for their parents. It's also just like a third space for folks to be able to come on a Saturday morning where you can get food, where you can meet people that looks like you, act like you, where you can feel comfortable. Like you even got a snake down there. Like how many black kids, when I grow up, I wasn't seeing those snakes when I went out to events or when I was at school. So it's just giving the youth different things to see, different things to be able to experience and learn. They may not know where you can find mental health at. You got that here. You may not know where you can make necklaces or jewelry at. You can find that here. So it's definitely a good experience for folks to be able to come out and be comfortable and learn some things.
I'm Bob with the Southern Move Committee, outreach captain. Man, I appreciate Earth Day and love Earth Day as well, just to learn about the environment and being more of an environmentalist to myself and to everybody else. And also, I just like what I can see that actually grows from the earth and what the resources and powers that we get from Earth Day and just being an environment as well. So, I just want everybody to appreciate Earth Day even more every single year.
Hey y'all, my name is Brianna. I'm with Human Nature Studio. I'm here with the littles teaching them about storytelling through beadwork. It's a Choctaw tradition that I'm bringing forward from the Native American Indian Association. I'm here because I'm very passionate about environmental justice and bringing that to the youth through community engagement. I'm a city planner and an urban environmentalist, so it's really important to me to bring the things that I'm learning in school to the community. So that's what I'm here doing.
I want the kids to know recycling is very important. Um, Recycling helps the planet. Almost anything is recyclable if you can put your mind up to it. Indeed. Or reusable. The Because the recycling symbol has 3 arrows. There's 3 different meanings for the arrows. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Okay? Reduce, you reduce, instead of using like 50 plastic bottles, you use 1 glass. Okay? Reuse, say like these reusable bags. Okay? You can reuse those. Okay? And say like you have a jug, okay, that's empty. You can use it as a coin bank. And then recycle is taking old products and making them into new ones.
Hey, I'm here at Recycle Reinvest to help out. We have old actually gun parts that we take and we make into jewelry and art, and so we're trying to recycle those basically like things that were meant for destruction to things that are meant for beauty and life giving. And last year we were here, we served I think maybe 60 or 70 kids, and we're hoping to do that or more this year. So to help out, we're glad to be here, glad to be with this community, and looking forward to a great time.
Hi, my name is Nikki. I work with the Trevec Urban Farm in the Tree Style program. I'm their resident bicycle mechanic. I do that part-time, and I'm also a musician here in Nashville. We're here today on Earth Day. We're trying to make a difference in the community and try and get some bikes on the road better. We're hoping, we're working on some right now that, if people are on bicycles, they're not in cars. And I feel like that's important for Earth Day. They're not, creating biocarbons and all that in the atmosphere. So yeah, we're trying to make a difference.
I want to say thank you all for coming to the third annual Earth Day in the Hood. Um, Everything that y'all mentioned is accurate, right? Earth Day did start in Colorado. Earth Day did start back in the 70s. Earth Day did start in communities that were being impacted just as this community is being impacted today. Whether it's air pollution, dealing with the lack of trees or green spaces, or dealing with issues of just not feeling safe enough to come outside, right? So Earth Day in the Hood is about bringing the Earth Day celebration into the neighborhood so that we all can be a part of this celebration. And we can all be a part of continuing on the work and the conversations that are important to us, all right? And I also want to give a thank you to Southern Movement Committee, Support the Feed, the Can Man, Save and Surrender, Black Mental Health Village, um, all of y'all, Pink Litter Thrift, all of y'all are a part of the solution. All of us are a part of becoming the change and seeing the change that we want to see in the community. So, and also I want you to know that it doesn't, environmental justice to us, we know what environmental injustice is, right? So we want to see justice. We want to put love back into this community by way of planting trees, building garden beds in a food desert, as well as litter pickups that are all not only led and facilitated by this community, but for this community. Okay. Um, what else did I want to speak on about Earth Day in the Hood? Also, Earth Day in the Hood started out as a children's story that has grown into now a citywide event. And I wanted to let everyone know that if you haven't got a copy of the children's stories or the coloring book, we do have some copies back there. And all these children will make sure y'all will get one, all right, for participating in today's Earth Day in the Hood activities. And I also want to make sure that for Earth Day in the Hood, y'all, we are cultivating our young leaders. As you all see, we have a lot of young people here in leadership positions. So when it's their time to perform, when it's their time to showcase their art, their talent, let's make sure that we're supporting them. Let's make sure that we're picking them up, right? Because it takes a lot to do a little bit, and every effort matters. So we want to make sure that we want to make sure that they understand how much this means to us and how much this means to the community and how much this going to impact the earth in total. All right? We all in agreement? Yeah. All right, solid. So once again, like I said, thank you all for coming out, and thank y'all for being amazing hosts, Winston and Taylor. And I hope y'all all have a fun, amazing, and informative day here at Earth Day in the Hood. Let's do it.
Pieces on, like when you go to thrift stores, you will find unique pieces where you will not look like anybody else. Okay? First of all, I want to say thrifting is cool. You have to dare to be different in this life. Don't be like anybody else, y'all. Y'all hear me back here? Y'all don't be like anybody else. God made y'all individually unique. Ain't none of y'all alike, okay? So don't try to be like each other. It's cool to be different and to step out and be yourself, okay? You don't have to wear what everybody's wearing. You don't have to talk like everybody talk. You just be different, be you. And if you feel like it's cool, just do it, okay? Hi, my name is Cynthia Tidwell. I am here for Earth Day in the Hood. Earth Day in the Hood is important to me because it promotes recycling. Recycling saves our earth. It saves money, and it keeps you fly. Like thrifting keeps you fly. You will not look like anybody else. And it's also therapeutic. When I'm thrifting, I don't think about the troubles that I go through.
Today's youth was basically born with the bells of environmental justice tolling all around them. You see most of them bulldozing social norms, exchanging time they could be spending on experiences they should have in hopes for a better future. They've become highly independent, expressing a deep mistrust for generations who they believe had ample opportunity to stop the damage done to their now home. Studies show that roughly 99% of children have experienced one or more environmental hazards in their lifetime, causing them to worry about if they even have a chance at a full future here. Like the weight of a better world just falls on them completely. But when our youth feel supported, they commune, they experience, they create, they grow. The kids are working for their future, but they can't do it alone.
What are some of the environmental issues that you see going on in your community today?
So some of the things that I see are just loss of land, loss of wildlife. For one, we get our oxygen from plants, right? And along with the plants, the animals are also part of the ecosystem. And with us tearing down all this extra land we have to build up overpriced homes and businesses that the locals cannot even afford to live in or utilize for businesses to support those who need jobs. It's displacing not only the animals out here, but humans. So,
what is the change you would like to see happen going forward in your community?
We should have one unified recycling system. Because I don't like we have different recycling systems because it's just whack. Recycling's recycling.
I agree, man.
And because talking about that, it's weird that New York and California, you can return these cans for like 5 cents. And I had to do it the industrial way with the scrapyard. But you do kind of get more per pound. But 5 cents per can, that's bank. Compared to 1 cent, because I did the math.
The main ways is access to resources, right? Creating job opportunities that will lead to financial literacy, right? Teach a man to fish kind of ideas, to where we're not just doing handouts, but we will be given the resources to implement strategies that grow, feed, heal, and protect our communities in meaningful ways, not temporary, not while the money is here, but in ways that will perpetuate more funds to grow within these communities. a lot of the times when you take the microscope to these communities, you see that there is no input. There's only withdrawal. There's,
Right.
and specifically in the Napier community, you see that there's a hair store, there's a liquor store, there's a corner store, there's all these places where they can get tons of extraction, right? These businesses are in there and they're extracting resources. There's no input there's no input to offset
Man.
that extraction.
See, Train.
I would like to see more involvement with street cleanup. We get a lot of tourists in town. And if there was a way to get more people involved with keeping the streets clean, and when we do see trash, like just pick it up, throw it in the trash, make sure what could be recycled goes into a recycling bin. And also educating people on why this is so important, because I think that's a big piece of it. So whether it's posting more um, billboards up, putting more billboards up that educate people so they're driving by. Now it's a little bit more ingrained in their brain when they're driving and they're thinking about it more. I think that would be important.
More green space. And we're seeing that in different neighborhoods. Fort Nagley, the master plan phase 1 is underway. That will return 18 acres back to the people of Nashville. There'll be walking paths, there'll be a memorial lawn, there'll be opportunities to learn about Fort Nagley and about our history of free and formerly enslaved Black laborers who built that fort. And for me, another wish is that I want everyone, I would love clean streets everywhere and that we have regular cleanups and that people are really jazzed about what we can do. And I'm really proud, like right here in Napier, we just planted 303 trees. That's amazing in the right of ways. And, in 5 years, 10 years,
Yes, ma'am.
it's going to make a difference, and there's going to be more shade. And to me, this was very important. It's like, what can we do in each parts, different parts of my district that provide more healthy outcomes, and creating an environment for the people, and so that's why we worked really hard, partnered with the Metro Water Services, and it's so great to see the trees.
Yes, ma'am.
And they're in good shape. And this in Napier Sucan specifically, it was the least canopied in the county, least canopied, and we're changing that.
Do y'all think what you all are doing in this community, celebrating Earth Day, being soil soldiers, building garden beds, planting trees, do y'all feel like all that is useful your time? Do y'all feel like that's worth it for this community?
Yes, definitely helps 1/4 of the earth.
For sure. Why do y'all feel like it is worth it? Because I do feel like it's worth it. I feel like y'all are really, literally changing the community, like in real time.
Okay, so
What's y'all thoughts?
hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah.
If you're in a zombie apocalypse, you've taught us how to grow plants.
In the zombie apocalypse. Hold on, why would we be in?
I think we already got COVID and the flu. I think we got.
Well, you
we're
got
on our way.
You got a point. You got a point.
I want to know that.
I think it would help because if we're doing the work and people see the changes, then they'll want to help too. So
I agree. Like,
Yeah, I agree with her because we can make a movement at the end of the day if people see us doing hard work, trying to help their environment and where they live.
I agree with both of them because once you see somebody else helping out and doing all that, and then it'll probably be in your mind dang, I would want to do that too, So yeah.
I look, forgot what the question was.
So I give you a new question.
Oh, okay.
What's your, and this is for everybody, what's your favorite thing about Earth?
I get the liquor.
Facts.
Probably the trees. I only say that because the trees are the reason why we're able to breathe.
Facts.
Why are y'all
They
laughing?
just silly. They just silly because they just laughing.
The trees. Yes. I think just nature itself, because
without all the like buildings and stuff, it's actually pretty beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a really like a good question and a question that you got to get into, because I really don't know. Like, I just like it. Like
Your
the
favorite thing
trees.
about the earth?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's something to think about. Anybody else want to share? What's your favorite thing about the earth?
The food that comes with it.
Flowers.
I love flowers. Yeah. Also, like the vegetables and the fruit, like the trees.
Just
Hey,
the
these
way
are
it
vital
works.
things we need to survive.
Just the way it works.
The way it works.
That the earth gives us to learn.
I feel like we didn't have that much like plants and stuff. It would probably be like, first of all, we wouldn't even be able to breathe because of the trees. But like, if it wasn't like grass and like plants, I feel like it wouldn't like it wouldn't be. Yeah,
It wouldn't.
it wouldn't be a vibe.
Last question. Earth is a vibe. Earth is a vibe. Last question. Talk to the people about what you all have either liked or learned in the Soil Soldier program thus far. And some of y'all been here for 2 years. So, what's one thing so far that y'all liked or learned in the Soil Soldier program?
I really haven't been here for that long, but being here, I like the community and like the people around because it's real chill. Yeah.
Okay.
I would probably say like learning more about the plants and like planting and stuff like that. I didn't think that I would like something like that, but found that I do just from like trying it, I guess.
Thank you for sharing.
Just the way things work, like the community, the people, and I like the way that people are hands in or hands on the stuff that we do.
So I like how when people are like helping like the world and like like helping out the communities like around the world and other stuff.
Okay, so like I like how everybody's putting like work into the stuff. Like it's not always one person doing anything, and I learned some stuff from plants because I really haven't been into planting trees, but then I learned some stuff and now I like it. And I also like my friends, I learned to have friends. Yeah.
Wait, I want to You just skipped over me 3 times, so now.
I like the fact that it's not just kind of about making our earth. Like that's kind of not the main point. It's also to learn about culture and to be connected. And I like the fact that we're all connected and it's for a good cause. But just the honorable moment, I don't like being recorded.
I feel like also like this is also like a good opportunity, especially like for our generation, because we don't really like we help destroy the world basically, and I feel like not a lot of I feel like not a lot of like kids our age do stuff like this. They really like don't really care about the world, so I feel like it's a good opportunity to like help. What's so funny?
I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah.
Like they had an opportunity and they
But
didn't take
they're
it.
the reason why we do it.
I also feel like
they teach us like our ways basically, like our parents and stuff.
But they already started doing it.
also I feel like they would care about like the war, but I don't feel like they care about like the small stuff that can turn into big stuff like the trash and the damages.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for sharing. That has been Soil Soldiers, Earth Day in the Hood 2026. Y'all have a great rest of the day.
Bye.
And continue to grow. Continue to grow the block.